Learning to think differently and have a different perspective is pretty huge for me. A couple of weeks ago, I went to church, and that was the message about changing your perspective and being grateful. Having your focus on God, and if you focus on Him, it helps your perspective to change, which helps your gratitude to increase and keeps you covered by grace. And I really have been focusing on ensuring my focus is on God, not on the problems, in life or different things that I'm going through or dealing with, but just really centering my focus on God. I've been on a journey of self awareness for about the past 7 or 8 months, since about February of this year. So, well, now, gosh, it's December. So I guess I'd say probably about, what is that, 9, 10 months of just really getting to know who I am and who God called me to be and what makes up the person of Tonya and what is it that God wants me to do, in my lifetime, and really stepping out in those things that He's told me to do and not letting fear hold me back or the opinions of others or wondering whether or not I'm good enough, because God told me I'm beautifully and wonderfully made, and that I'm the head and not the tail, and that He knew His plans for me before He even formed me in my mother's womb. And gosh, I'm His. Like, He lives inside of me. And that lets me know and confirms that no matter what I do, like, God is right there with me. I can do everything that I need to do through Him. It's not in my own might or my own strength. I just have to trust God and operate in Him. And that warms my heart, because the only thing that matters is His approval. And as long as I know whose I am, what everyone else thinks really doesn't matter. He's the only one I'm going to stand before. So why not do what He told me to do? Why not give Him control? I think that was one of the biggest things, is I constantly tried to fix it. And God always tells you the end of a thing. And I firmly believe that He does that so that while you're going through that trial or through the process, you have something to hold on to. You have His promise to hold on to. I'm reading a book right now by Heather Love called Running on Empty. And she brings up the fact that Abraham was 75 when he went to the promised land. And God promised him that he would have a son and his generations would be as numerous as the stars in the sky. And it took 3 decades, 30 years, for that word to come to pass. We all know the story, how Sarah tried to, make it happen on her own, and Hagar came in and birthed Ishmael. And, there's a fight, between Ishmael and Isaac's descendants to this day. But it was 30 years. God gave him that word for him to hang on to in the times that he was fearful, in the times that he doubted God, in the times that he just was ready to give up. But it wasn't for Sarah or Abraham to make it happen. It was just for them to trust God. And God has given me a word. And there have been moments that I thought He meant this, or then I was like, oh no, He meant that, or maybe He meant this instead. And so it's like I'm, trying to do A, B, and C to, bring it to pass. But God don't need my help. He don't need your help neither. He just needs you to believe and trust Him and give Him full control. So that's where I'm at now of, okay, God, I'm not going to try to figure it out or fix it or make it happen. I'm just going to trust You. The crazy part is it's that unknown of not knowing, like, well, how's it going to go? Well, God, is it going to turn out this way, or is it going to go this way? It's not for me to worry about that. I just have to trust God at His word and believe that He has my best interest at heart, because He does. He knows far better than I do in ways that my human mind can't even understand. So, okay, I'm just going to trust God. That's all I can do anyway. You can't control what anybody else does, what they say, how they feel, how they react. But what you can control is your reaction. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trust God and give Him full control.